Hi, my name is Maureen Neefeld, and this video project is called How Physical Activity Affects Brain Injuries. I have a rare disease called von Hippel-Lindau syndrome. This is a disease that causes benign and malignant tumors in my organs. I have had so far 34 surgeries, 4 brain surgeries, 1 spinal cord surgery. My spinal cord surgery was to remove 2 tumors from C4. After the surgery, I was able to pretty much make a full recovery, but was left with some loss of feeling in my legs and feet. In 2017, I had 3 hemangioblastomas removed from my brainstem. When I woke up from this surgery, I had what is called a flail arm, which means I had no control of my right arm. Over time, healing did progress, but I am left with an extremely uncomfortable sensation all through the right side of my face, my neck, my chest, my shoulder, my entire arm, and my hand, and have no small motor function in my right hand. I no longer have any proprioception in my right hand as well. So far, I have not had much luck with occupational therapy and physical therapy, but have embarked on my own journey with physical activity to see if physical fitness could improve my symptoms. This has led me to want to tackle this particular topic for my project. My questions I will attempt to answer in this video include: does our muscular system share an interactive relationship with our brain? Can physical activity create neural pathways that can heal the brain? Why, after brain damage is sustained and it affects the nervous system, does it worsen if a person does not use the affected area? In this video, we will discuss the importance of the brainstem, the reduction of movement in neurological diseases, the effects of physical activity on neural stem cells, the way the brain can adapt, and how leg exercises are critical to brain and nervous system health. Through exploring these topics, I hope to be able to answer the question: once damage is sustained in the brain that causes a particular area of the body to have limited function, can physical activity heal the brain? Can these symptoms improve? First, let's talk about the brainstem. This part of the brain is located posteriorly and continuous with the spinal cord. Though this part of the brain is extremely small, it is incredibly important. It acts as a regulator for cardiac and respiratory functions. It plays a critical role in our consciousness and in our sleep cycle. And the nerve connections from our sensory and motor systems of the cortex pass through the brainstem and then communicate with the peripheral nervous system. The brainstem also consists of the medulla, the pons, and the midbrain. The pons contains nuclei that relay signals to the forebrain, to the cerebellum, and also along with the nuclei that primarily deal with sleep. It also deals with respiration, swallowing, and many other functions. The midbrain is associated with motor control, our sleep cycle, vision, hearing, alertness, and temperature control. The medulla is in the lower part of the brainstem. It contains the cardiac and respiratory centers. It controls vomiting and vasomotor sensors. It works to regulate autonomic and involuntary functions such as breathing. If damage is sustained to the brainstem, results of the damage can include abnormalities of the cranial and nerve function, leading to problems with vision, hearing, changes in sensation, muscle weakness, vertigo, difficulty with coordination, problem with speech and swallowing, and can even cause changes in a person's voice. So we can gather from learning about the importance of the brainstem, the fact that damage to this area can definitely affect reduction in movement. But there are many other neurological diseases that can cause reduction in movement. The cerebellum, which is deeply connected to the brainstem, controls voluntary movement, balance, and if damaged, can result in coordination disorders. Other neurological diseases like Parkinson's disease, Huntington's disease, and tremor disorders can all cause significant problems with motor function. Studies have found that patients affected by chronic pathologies, not only impairment of the muscles, but also impairment of the brain. When there is severe limit to movement, it actually influences the metabolic systems, but it also affects the nervous system itself. It can actually alter the nerve genesis, and the interaction between the motor neurons and the muscle cells are affected. The brainstem has been studied much less than other parts of the brain. This is thought to be because the brainstem is in a part of the brain that is very inaccessible. More recently, though, it has been studied in greater detail. We know that the brainstem regulates our cardiac and respiratory systems, but we've also learned that it also has a great deal to do with our sensory output. A study in rats actually showed that when damage was sustained in the brainstem and spinal cord, exercising on the treadmill actually helped to reverse neuropathic pain and increased nerve path sensation. A study has also been released that people that are unable to perform weight-bearing exercises, they not only lose muscle mass, but their nervous system is actually affected. It was found that decreasing physical activity also decreased neural stem cells by 70%. This leads us to believe that cutting back on exercise actually hinders the production of new nerve cells. These are the building blocks that help us to combat stress and adapt to new challenges. Studies have also shown that physical exercise actually changes the molecular adaptations in the brain and promote healing. It has also been thought in the past that when an injury is sustained in the brain, that rest is the best action. But recent findings show that actually activity helps promote healing. It has actually been shown that exercise increases brain health and motor function. Exercise has been shown to increase BDNF. This is a key protein in maintaining growth, maintenance, and even survival of neurons. It has been shown to be a key regulator of connective activity. This protein promotes nerve genesis and thus is thought to improve motor function when exercises are performed. Though this connection is not completely understood, it is thought that exercise greatly improves the central nervous system. Research has actually showed us that neurological health is an interactive relationship with our muscles. Performing weight-bearing exercises, especially exercises using the legs, actually sends signals to the brain that are critical to the production of new neural cells. These findings have actually helped us understand why the term "you'll lose it if you don't use it" makes sense. Cutting back on exercise actually makes it difficult for the brain to produce new neural cells. This shows us that movement is critical and can exacerbate diseases if not performed. In conclusion, we do know that some brain injuries and spinal cord injuries are more severe than others. We know that some effects of these injuries are not able to be reversed, but what movement you do have left is critical that you are using what you have so that you don't lose it. I will share with you that in the 2 years since my injury, forcing myself to use my right hand and arm has greatly been the reason why I am where I am thus far. After my surgery, my arm was so weakened that there was no way that I could even hold myself up. I now am able to do a plank. It was also so weakened that I couldn't even lift it up over my head. Exercise for me started with just lifting up my arm up and down over my head repeatedly. Though I haven't been able to find very much conclusive evidence that exercise and physical activity actually do improve sensory output, there is research that leads us to believe that it is possible.